Hey girls, welcome back to another workout. Today we are going to be using light dumbbells as our prop. I recommend anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds, but use what you have, water bottles. And if you do go heavier, just listen to your body, make sure you're not straining anything, take breaks as you need to. So if you're ready, join me on your mat. Let's get started with a warm up. We're going to come into a quadruped position. I want you to take a couple of cat-cows. So we're going to press our palms into the mat, round through our spine, stretch through that back, that upper body, because we're going to be working it. And then as you inhale, go ahead and arch that back. Try to find as much length through your spine as you can. Crown of the head and tailbone reach up toward the ceiling. Press into the mat. Feel those shoulders glide apart. Start to draw that navel in and up, activate through those abs, press those shins into the mat. Big inhale, arch through your spine. Go ahead and tuck your toes for me as you come into your neutral. We'll press back into a downward dog. We'll start to pedal out those legs. One heel meets the mat, the other knee bends. You can rock through your hips, through your shoulders if that feels good in your body. Go ahead and meet me through center. Press those heels down toward the mat and try to flatten through your back as much as you can. You're thinking of pressing that chest, that broad collarbone toward your thighs. And then we're going to ripple and roll through our spine until we're in a plank position. Pause here. Find your strong flank. We have a tuck of that pelvis, a scoop of that core, pressing back through our heels, pressing into our hands to hollow out our chest. And then we're going to go ahead and come back onto our toes, ripple and roll back into that down dog. Find a pedal out of those legs one more time. Meet me through center, press those heels down, then come on to those toes. We're going to ripple and roll forward, and then you'll let your hips and thighs drop down toward the mat, untuck those toes. Find a little spinal extension here, press up and out of those shoulders, and if it feels good in your body, you're just going to find a slight rotation looking over your left shoulder, back to center, look over your right shoulder, back to center. Let's do one more each side. Again, just stretching out through the side body. And then meet me through center. You're going to press back into your child's pose. Let that chest sink down. Let those arms stretch long on your mat, shoulders gliding apart here. And then meet me just seated on your knees for another quick warm up of the shoulders. This is great if you're working at a desk all day, and really all of us are kind of like on our phones anyway. So I want you to reach your arms long. They're kind of out in a V ahead of your shoulders. You're going to try to flip your fingertips down as much as you can to the floor and feel that stretch through the forearm, the elbow. This is great if you ever experience elbow pain. People have tennis elbow. A lot of times it's fascia that's stuck through not just the rotator cuff, but the forearms and the fingers. And then we'll go ahead and we'll kind of bicep curl in towards our shoulders. We'll do that one more time, flipping our fingertips down, really stretching the forearms here. And then one more bicep curl, just hold it here. We're going to circle through those shoulders, up, back, and around, just finding that good mobility, warming up those rotator cuffs, all those small supporting ligaments and tendons that we're going to be working. Go ahead and reverse those circles for me. And we'll get started in 3, in 2, one more circle for me. 1, good. Grab one of your weights. We're just going to need one to start. We'll start by warming up our abs. So go ahead and lie down on your mat. Feet can just be flat on the mat. And we're going to reach that weight into our left palm. We're going to bring that arm right above our left shoulder to start. And then your right hand can come behind your head to support it during our abdominal curls. You can also, if it feels better for you, just reach this right arm up at any point and have it mimic what you're doing with your left arm, at least for the start. So right hand is behind the head. We're just going to start with a simple abdominal curl. So we're going to curl up, lifting to the tips of our shoulder blades, possibly higher, and then lower, and the hand just comes right back over the shoulder. We lift and curl up, reach, and we lower. Let's start to pair our breath here. Let's exhale as we curl up through the mouth, and then inhale as you lower. You should be able to actually get pretty high up. What I would challenge you to do is not just let the weight swing you and use that momentum. Try to actually fight against that weight and focus on that crunching of the hips towards the ribs as you curl up. So really find that low back imprint, almost resist the weight, control the lower as much as you're controlling that lift and not just swinging yourself up. We're here for another 5, and then we're going to bring both of our legs into tabletop. Of course, you can always come back to this if you need. Give me 3. Inhale, lower. 2. On 1, I want you to hold in your curl. Both legs come to tabletop. Your knees are right above your hips. Go ahead and lower down. Now we're going to add leg movement as well. So I want you to curl up and hold. You're going to extend your opposite leg, your right leg, out to a challenging level, and then you draw it back to tabletop as you lower the chest. We curl up, lift, extend the leg, and we lower both legs in table. We'll do another 8 like this, and then we're going to add on 7. Now, if you need to, you can always bring those left toes down to the mat and just work this leg motion of the right. And you can always go back to both feet on the mat. Give me another 4. We're going to hold lifted in 3. In 2. Hold lifted on 1. Leave that right leg out. We're going to rainbow this weight over our left knee toward the right thigh. Bring it back to the left side, and then we're going to lower. So we lift, we rainbow our weight. We bring it back, and we lower. We'll do another 6 like this. And then we're going to add another layer in 5. Layering on some extension of our left leg as we lower the chest in 3. Make sure you're using your breath. Move slow with intention. Give me 2. On 1, go ahead and rainbow your weight. Bring it back to the left. We're going to lower. Now extend that left leg long. Continuing to challenge those abs. All right, let's go for 6. Rainbow. Back to the outside of the left. Extend that leg as you lower. We're going to hold lifted in 5. We're just going to work the rainbow of this weight and then those legs in 4. How are your abs feeling? In 3. Again, you can reach this right arm forward to help you stay lifted or feel more balanced if you want. Good. Get ready to hold it lifted. Big inhale here. Exhale, lift. We just do 6. 5. 4. We're going to bring this weight outside of the left thigh in 3. In 2. In 1. Bring it there. We're going to pass, and we're just going to extend those legs. Single leg extension for 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep squeezing your abs on. Can you curl up a little bit higher for 3, 2, and 1. Weight is in the right hand. Feet can start down on the mat. Left hand goes behind the head. Let's keep rolling through this warm up. We're going to lift up and lower down with control. We lift and lower. Now that left oblique is Nice and fired up. You can notice any difference side to side. Make sure you're not straining through that neck. I'm already sticking to my mat. And of course the sun is deciding to come out now. Give me another 3 like this. And we're going to hold lifted, bringing those legs into tabletop. In 1, hold lifted. Make sure those abs are drawing in toward your spine, legs in table. We're going to lower down, lift up for 6, 5. We're going to start to add that extension of the left leg as we curl up. In another 4, in 3, in 2, in 1, hold. So now we're extending that left leg to a challenging level. We draw it back to tabletop as we lower the head and chest. We lift, extend, lower, lift, and lower. We're going to do another 5, 4. Check in with your collarbone. Make sure it's still nice and wide. Make sure this elbow is relatively wide as well, so that we're not pulling on that neck. Give me another 3. I feel like my counting has not been it in Michigan. In 2. I'm sorry for that. In 1, hold. Rainbow that weight over that right knee to the left thigh. Bring it back to the right, and then lower. Both legs in table. We lift. We're going to rainbow. Back to the right. Lower it down. Give me another 4 like this, and then we're going to add on that extension of our right leg as we're lowering. Good. Give me 2. One more. Good. Now, as we lower, we extend that right leg out, continuing to challenge those low abs. And then we lift and switch those legs. We rainbow our weight. Nice and easy. Good. Let's go for another 6. Make sure you're still using that breath. It's so important. Big inhale as you lower. Big exhale. Lift to the tips of those shoulder blades. Give me another 3. We're just going to hold lifted and work the rainbow of that weight. And then the scissoring of, or it's not a scissor, the single leg extensions, passing the weight underneath. 2. In 1, hold it lifted, lift up. Try to really find that abdominal engagement and rainbow that weight for 6. For 5. For 4, try not to rock that pelvis. For 3. For 2. Nice, you guys. For 1, bring that weight to the outside of the right thigh, and we pass it under those legs. We're here for another 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. I don't know if you can hear my hip clicking. 3. 2. And 1. Come down, rest, get a sip of water, maybe adjust your mat out of the sun. I don't know if I can. There we go. All right, amazing. So on to the next thing. I want you to now grab both of your weights. We're going to go ahead and get into an upper body sequence here. So we'll start kneeling on our mat. If your knees are sensitive, grab a pillow, grab a towel. I want you to think we're going to be in that low hover. So long spine, abs are engaged, should not be a problem at this point. Shoulders rolled down and back. I want you to think long line from the crown of the head to the tailbone, and then your butt just hovers right off of your heels. So get your position, bring that butt down and back. Arms are long, roll those shoulders down and back, And we're just going to start with a simple bicep curl and lower. We bicep curl and we lower back. Nice. So I'm in this hammer curl position. My palms are faced into one another. I'm not really worried about working my tricep extension just yet. I am just focused here on bringing like the top of the weights to my shoulders. Make sure those shoulders are even. If you have a mirror to check yourself, and your glutes and quads should be pretty active here to hold you in this low hover position. We're here for another 4, 3, 2, in 1. Just lower to this 90 degree. I want you to come upright. You press your weights forward. You bend in. We lower the weights. We find a tricep kickback. So now we're bending the weights just to 90. We press them forward. Palms are still faced in. We lower. We tricep kickback. Give me 8 like this. As you raise, I want it to be controlled. I want you to find the work in your glutes. Really tuck that tailbone under. And really focus on those pinkies kind of reaching back. Press those knuckles up and back toward the wall behind you or whatever is behind you to find the work in your triceps. Especially if we're not working with super heavy weights, it's important that we give our muscles time to kick in to find that connection, that engagement. We're going to add on to this in another 4. Press it forward, squeeze those glutes. 3, good, 2, hold lifted with those weights forward in 1. Pause here. I want you to find a soft bend in your elbows. The weights are just in line with your chest. We're going to open that right arm out, bring it back. Left arm is just staying here, living its best left arm life for another 8. Move slow with control, single arm, hug a tree. Good. Just working through that shoulder rotation. It's kind of like doing an upright shoulder fly. Good. Give me another 4, 3, 2. We'll hold this right hand to the center in 1. Hold here, pause. Left arm goes. We're here for 10, 9. Pelvis is not shifting. The shape of the arm is not changing. Try to keep those elbows at a decent height, like chest height. But you can always lower, even a little lower on your torso if you're feeling this too much in your traps, because I don't want it to get you there. You have another 4, 3, 2, 1. Left arm back, hold, breathe. We open both arms out. We hug in, just for 6, for 5, 4, 3. We'll reset in 2. You've got it. 1. Bring it in, lower, roll out those shoulders for a moment. Bring both weights into your right hand. Left hand can just go onto your hip. We're going to start with these weights in an X, just in this kind of like, and I want you to think more thumb towards your shoulder, bicep curl, and then take it out to the side. We bicep curl in like a hammer curl, and then we bicep out to the side for 8, 7, 6. This is where it could be great to have like a few different weight options if you want something heavier. Give me 4, 3. We're going to hold it into 90 in 2. 1 more in, 1 more out. Come into this 90 degree and just pause here. Just a static hold to start for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're going to work our external rotators in 2, 1. We're just going to go out and in. We go out and in. We're here for another 6, 5. We're going to add a little pulse of that bicep curl in 4, 3, 2, 1. Come in, pulse up, down, out, in, up, down, out, and in for 6, 5. Beautiful, you guys. 4. Keep squeezing those abs on. 3, 2, 1. Down. One last thing. We go out, pull in, extend out, pull in for another 6. We'll go to that left arm in 5. You've got it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Go ahead and place those weights as an X in the other arm. Hand just comes onto the shoulder. Let's just go bicep curl, hammer curl, out to the side. Hammer curl, take it out to the side. We're here for another 8. Good. 7. Yes. 6. Good work. 5. We're here for 4. 3. Try not to rush through it. Get that full range. 2. 1 more like this. 1 more out to the side. And then come into that 90 bend and just hold for me. Just hold. Good. For 8, 7, 6, 5. We'll find those external rotators in 3, 2, and 1. We go out and in. Out, in. Feel that shoulder kind of like wrapping around the ribs for 6. 5, we're going to add that little pulse up in 4, 3, 2, 1. Come in, pulse up, down, go out, in, up, down, out, in for 6, 5. We're just going to find that press out to the side in another 3, 2. You can always place your hand behind your pelvis just to make sure you're not rocking and letting momentum take you. 1. Good. Last thing, press it out, pull it in. I'm so much weaker on my left side. It's crazy. Let's go for 6, 5. Use those abs to help you stabilize. We'll give our arms a break in 3, 2, and 1. Pull in. Set those weights down. Roll out that shoulder. Let's get back into those abs. So we're going to do something fun. I think it will be fun. Just going to move this carpet out of the way. I want you to place your weights upright. If they seem like they can be stable for you, you can always place them down. It just won't be as high. We're going to do something that we did recently with the yoga block. It was such a good ab burn. We're going to use our weights, and it's even more balance focused, and you really have to go slow so that your weights don't tip over, right? So fun little obstacle course challenge. I want you to lie all the way down, and then you'll have to figure out where your weights are relative to your heels. You're going to start with your heels on your weights. Make sure it feels good, stable. Nothing's going to fall over. No one's going to get hurt. Hands will come behind the head. And just pause here. Elbows are wide. Take a deep breath. I want you to start by drawing your abs down and into the mat. Try to find that imprinted spine as much as you can. And we're just going to lift up and lower down with straight legs. So it's a much smaller motion here, but it should be accessible to you because your abs should be nice and warmed up. But do what feels right in your body. If this is not feeling good, if you need to bring your weights closer, make them lower, or even just do this with no weights at all, you absolutely can. We're going to start to add on some movement of our heels in another 3, in 2, Lift up and hold in 1. I want you to go right heel down, taps the mat, left heel down, taps the mat. You're still lifted. Right heel up, onto the weight, left heel up, onto the weight, lower down. So we lift. Now left heel, down, right heel, down, left heel, up, right heel, up, and lower. We'll do another 8. Just alternating your leading heel each time you lift back up for 7. This is working that time under tension of those abdominals as well as those low abs that are having to really do work as you lift and lower the weight of your legs up onto an elevated surface. You can do this with the yoga block. If you have a yoga block handy and you're not loving the weights, good. Give me another 4. 3. We're going to hold lifted in another 2. 1 more. Lead with the left, down, right, left, right. Lower, inhale, exhale, lift. We're just going to work the heels for 8. For 7. For 6. For 5. For 4, can you press those back ribs a little further into the mat so you curl up a little bit higher? Not from the neck, from those abs. Give me 3. I think I'm mixing up my leading legs too. It doesn't matter, it's all abs. 1 more. Leave those heels on and lower. Take a moment. We're gonna go into a bridge series, but first you have to roll up, grab your weights. You can always choose not to use your weights. Get a sip of water if you need it before we transition here. All right, let's do it. So we're just gonna start with the weights by our sides. We don't need them just yet. Hands will go long on the mat. I want you to walk those heels in. They're right in line with your hips, and they're about a fingertips distance away. I want you to reach those fingertips as long as you can so that we pull those shoulders down out of our ears and also widen through the chest. Press those back ribs into the mat. We'll start to tuck our pelvis and peel our spine all the way up into our glute bridge, squeezing at the top, and then just pausing here to make sure that you feel comfortable with your form. I want you to keep your ribs down and heavy, abs on, glutes are squeezing, knees reaching long towards your toes. And again, you're pressing those shoulders into the mat, your forearms into the mat to help you stabilize. And you can always just maintain this as we work through our bridge series. Now start to articulate down that mid back, that low back, that tailbone untucks. Maybe it lengthens away from the crown of your head to find extra length through your spine as you inhale, and then exhale, scoop, round, lift, peel up. We'll round down. We'll do 1 more, just taking it nice and slow, enjoying this motion here. And down. Good. Now, have your weights close by so that you'll be able to grab them as we get into this series. I want you to roll all the way up and hold. Now just pause here. Come into your neutral spine position. Again, we'll just start with a simple pelvic hinge down, lifting up. We hinge down, we lift. Now, if you want that added challenge, we're going to grab onto both of our weights in both of our hands. We're going to reach up for the ceiling, but we're going to maintain that contact with our shoulders, and we're not going to flare open through our rib cage. Ribs are going to stay down. We'll just tap and lift for 8, 7, really focusing on that squeeze of the glutes at the top for 6, 5, 4, we're going to hold lifted in 3, hold lifted in 2, hold lifted in 1. I want you to go ahead and heel toe that left foot in so that it's a little more in center of your body. We'll bring that right leg into tabletop. We're just going to start with a bend of our elbows as we lower our hips and an extension of those arms as we lift our hips, single leg bridge. Good. We're here for 8. Tap down, inhale, exhale, lift and press. Just bending those elbows to 90 degrees. We have another 5, 4. We're going to add on in 3, 2, in 1. Stay lifted. Pause for me. You're going to extend that right leg long so that your knees are in line with one another. As the left arm extends back, you're going to pull it in. You're going to go ahead and find that tricep dip as you lower the hips for 8. Extend. Press into that left heel. Bend those elbows, tricep, kind of like hammer, whatever it's called, skull crusher, as you lower your hips. 7, 6, press up, extend. 4, we're going to hold it lifted and just work that leg and arm. In 2, in 1. One more lower down, big inhale here. Make sure you like where that left heel is. Press up, and we just work that extension for 8. If you want to sweep that leg down a little further, that is more challenging, so it's up to you. Really press through that left heel. You have another 4. We're going to hold lifted for some pulses in 3, 2. Leave that right leg long. Bring that arm up, toes to the ceiling. Pulse 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Don't drop. 2. Set that right foot down. Heel toe it in toward the center of your body. Smooth transition. Bring that left leg into tabletop for me. We're just going to find that lower of the hips as we bend our elbows and extend it back up. No rest here. Let's go for 8, 7, 6. Of course, rest if you need to, though. 5, 4. We're going to start to work that extension in 3, 2, in 1. Hold those arms long. Extend that left leg, knee to knee or lower if it feels available. The opposite right arm is extending back overhead. We bring it back in. We lower those hips. We find that skull crusher. I cannot think of what that is called today. For 8, 7. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 6. Sorry if you can hear my breath. It's like hard when you're talking and trying to breathe. 5, 4. Inhale. Exhale. Give me 2. We're going to leave it lifted and just work that extension. 1 more. Tricep. Lower those hips. Big inhale. Exhale, lift and hold and lower and lift for 8. Pressing through that right heel. Make sure those shoulders are still connected to the mat. Connect those abs. Give me 4. We pulse in 3. Those left toes to the ceiling in 2. 1. Straight arm, straight leg. Pulse 10, 9, 8, 7. Don't drop. In 5, 4. You've got this. 3, 2. Don't drop. 1. Left foot down. We're still in our bridge. Recommit. Take a couple deep breaths. We're just going to find a pulse of those hips. They lower an inch and lift. Lower and lift. Good. So they're lowering a few inches and lifting and tucking. We're going to add our arms. So now, as you lower, can you fly those arms out? Generous bend to the elbows. Pull everything, hug back and squeeze. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, hold lifted, in 3, you got it, come on, just a couple more changes, give me 1, hold it lifted. All right, I want you to bring both of your weights, if you're using them, into your right hand, left hand meets the mat, bring those weights right on to that right hip point for me, and we're just gonna lift that right heel. We're gonna find that halfway lower, lift all the way, halfway down, all the way up for another 8, 7. If you don't like the weights here, if it's too much, just drop them to the floor. Both hands can beat on the mat. You have another 4. We're gonna hold lifted in 3. You've got this, 2. Hold lifted on 1, pause. I just want you to butterfly that right knee out and in. It butterflies out and in. So there's lots of work on that right glute, but can you find a focus and press into that left heel as well to help you stabilize for another 10, 9, 8. Don't let those hips shift. Check in. 5, 4. Weights will go to the left hand in 3. Right heel down in 2. Bring it back in line. Right heel down. Left arm grabs the weights. It's on that left hip. Raise that left heel. Find that halfway point down. Right arm on the mat to help you stabilize. All the way up. We lower. We squeeze it up. This is your final part of the bridge series. For another 6. Lift. 5, 4, 3. We hold lifted in 2. Hold lifted on 1. You just butterfly that knee out and in. You need to work on keeping that right heel really anchored down to help you stabilize. Those hips, the pelvis is not moving. We are just working that outer hip and hamstring on the left side for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You get to lower and rest in 4. You've got this. 3. Check in with those abs and ribs. And 1. Lower all the way down. Set those weights off to the side. Extend those legs. Extend those arms. Good. We will just finish here with a quick cool down ab series. Said no one ever, but we will. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love it. So let's walk those feet in. Let's bring those hands behind the head. Curl up nice and high. Bring those legs into tabletop. We're just going to work our toe taps. Starting here nice and slow for 8. Big inhale, resist as you lower. Big exhale, lift. Feel those abs drive down into your spine as you pull those legs back, and really use your abs, you guys, to resist the pull of the leg as it's lowering. The shape is not changing. We're going to find a crisscross of our torso in another 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here. Left toe is down. We're going to twist to the right, back to center. Right toe taps down as we twist to the left. We pull it back into center. Inhale, exhale, pull everything to center. For another 8, 7, 6. Get that opposite shoulder up and off the mat. Think ribs towards hips. 3, 2. Hold to the right for me. We're just going to extend that left leg out and lift up for 8, 7. Good. Curl up a little bit higher. Find that imprint. Good. Can you get that leg extra straight for me? For another 4. Pretend I'm there reaching and pulling that leg away from your body. Squeeze your quad. We'll take it to the left. Extend that right leg out and lift for 8, 7. You're done in 6. You can do anything for 10 seconds. Give me another 4. We're done in 3. You're done in 2. And 1. Lower down, hug those knees in. Rock side to side, massage out that low back. And then carefully roll on up. Let's do a quick cool down stretch if you have time for it. I want you to find that cat-cow position again. Hands and knees, hands right under shoulders, knees under hips. Work through that spine. Big inhale, stretch. Big exhale, press. Inhale, find that extension through the chest. Really let those shoulders draw together and back, open through your collarbone. Reach the crown of your head and your tailbone away from one another. Exhale. Come into that neutral. Let's reach that left arm up and open through that chest. And then we'll thread it under and hold here. Ear and shoulder meet the mat. Reach that right arm up. Roll the wrist. Hug it around. Press for the front of that left thigh and stretch that chest and shoulder. Take a couple deep inhales. And let that right palm find the mat. Press. Put that right palm into the mat. One last big open out to the left side. Hand on the mat. We do it on the right. Open, big inhale. Exhale, thread. Ear and shoulder meet the mat. We reach that left arm up. Maybe we roll the wrist. We hug ourselves and press for the front of that right thigh to pull our shoulder back. Open through the chest. Should feel good. Couple deep breaths here. And then go ahead and press that left palm into the mat. One more big open to the right. And then from here, I want you to press back into your child's pose. Let that chest open up, arms reach long. Good stuff. And then we're going to just bring it forward again, and we're going to let our pelvis and thighs drop down to the mat. Maybe take a little look over that left shoulder. Legs are wide. Right shoulder. One more left. One more right. And then press it back again, and you are all done for today. Please leave me a comment if you enjoyed this workout. It will help me to grow the channel, and that means I can provide more frequent content at no cost to you. I love and really, really am grateful that you chose to move your body with me today or whenever you're doing this. Thanks so much.